Hey, what's happening, everyone? Let's jump into the bill search I referenced in an earlier video. I ran by the ATM a little bit ago. I thought I'd close out Sunday night. This one's a little bit late of a video, but we're going to go through some $20 bills and, yeah, see if we can find anything valuable. I got to pay rent, so I figured I would try to check these 20s, see if I can pull any of them out before giving them away. Since there's a bunch of them, I'll make 2 videos so you're not bored as can be. So let's kind of break it in half roughly. I think that's half. I don't know. Whatever. Let's go through it, and then I'll go through the other bit and put out the video tomorrow. But I'll film it right after this, so that way I don't get them mixed up. Let's get to it. All right, so we're looking for fancy serial numbers. We're looking for issues with the print. These came right out of the ATM, so hopefully most of them are decent condition. Hey, in the year 2123, somebody will be born on May 10th, so maybe I can hold on to that for almost 100 years. But birthday notes are something to keep an eye out for. They can sell a bit above face value in most cases. Nothing really going on. Keep an eye out around intricate parts on the back. I'll point those out as we go. Yeah, 3939, so kind of cool. Also keep an eye out where the color changing ink is on the 20 and the little shield and the eagle. You can get a thing called a contaminated inkwell error, and that's essentially exactly kind of what it sounds like. The ink well that dispenses the ink into these portions of the note during the 3-phase printing process gets contaminated. Basically, the ink isn't mixed right, and generally you'll see these come out really dark. Those are an error, and those can sell usually like 20-30% above face value. Nothing going on there. Yeah, I like to call these double date notes, but, you know, year 1412, year 1758. But nothing to hold on to. I really like just month, day, and then year, so actual kind of date birthday notes. Those are much more collectible. You can see a little bit of excessive ink getting printed through from the front of the note, but unless it obscures something on the back, you can read the serial number all the way through, so like this serial number all the way through the back. Those aren't really going to be considered an error. Nothing going on there. What do we got going on next to this little shield? Little bit of stray ink. Little bit. You can tell with that shine to it. It's a little stray ink from that portion of the printing. So in this case, I see these on eBay a lot. So not just with a 20, but any denomination of bill they can have that has kind of a similar thing going on. They sell, really, in my opinion, for face value, but you'll see them online for like $5 or $10 above the face value of $20 in this case. If you want to collect that, you consider it a small error, then rock on. It's not something that I hold on to. Yeah, a little bit of damage here, a little bit of damage here. Probably just some pen marks, so nothing to call home about. Nice repetition. If the 5-4 wasn't in the beginning, I'd probably hold on to it. And keep an eye out around kind of the repetitious numbers of, or 20s rather, if I can talk right. Sometimes you'll get kind of ink issues around these portions. Those are anti-counterfeiting measures. We'll see if those change with the new designs for the 20 that's coming up in like the next 10 years. You can see a little bit of excess of that color changing ink bleeding through. Now, if you can read the whole thing, albeit backwards, then hold on to that. I do think that that is a print error of excessive ink, but you can let me know in the comments if you disagree. Hey, nice little star note. I will always collect a good star note, and this one's nice and crispy. Normally, if you watch my videos, they're all beat up. They got crud all over them, but hey. Now, we're going to see a change. This is an older series, but as far as the new 2021 series, we'll see those signatures on the way out, and bills will sport the signatures of the new Treasury of the United States and Secretary of the Treasury. But this is a nice star note. You know, the LEAP system is kind of doing away with this, but star notes are replacement notes. Now, normally they are just face value, but if they're from a small run, which I'll put a link to a star note lookup in the description and in a comment, and you can use that to check any serial number, but also star notes, and it will tell you if the run size is small. If they're around 640,000 of them printed or less, then they're actually worth a bit above face value. And then 2013 B series notes that are star notes. So you'll see that, well, not on this 20, but on ones. Ones and twos, that are, I'm sorry, ones that are printed with B Series 2013. Star notes have a possibility of being duplicated, so those are also worth a little more than face value. Not to go on there, but I just want to make sure I hit you with all the stuff to look for. And then we have a little bit of teeth marks from the ATM. I'm going to set it aside, though. I love star notes. All right. Missing a digit or two away from a broken ladder, so that's a bummer. Would have been nice to have a 3 in there. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 would have been awesome. But we're just shy. Same dealio. You'll kind of see some little bit of wet ink transfer. A little bit of those teeth marks down here on the bottom. It looks like bing, 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 6 of them here. And that's from the money counting machine at a bank. So it's not going to be a production error. And nothing there. Back of the note. A little bit more of that ink coming through. You can kind of see this is a common factor amongst basically all 20s. Let's get these straightened up for you. Looks like we only got one out of place. Wham, bam. Kind of cool. October 20th of the year 922. I really like to keep it in the dates of when the U.S. was in existence, but I will look up that date. Maybe there's some historic record of something crazy happening. I love history, so even if it has nothing to do with U.S. history or this banknote or anything, I still like if something funky happened. But is a date note of October 20th, the year 922. Now, value-wise, I'm going to say face value. Some nice 2s, some nice 4s, but not enough repetition to hold on to. 2017. Lots of star notes to look for in that series, so keep an eye out for $20 star notes from 2017. 2017A also, but I come across more star notes from 2017, personally. Nothing going on there. Little bit of light print on this serial number. Unless you're missing a portion or all of one of the numbers, they're not going to be worth holding on to. A little bit of free dry blood. 1, 2, 3, missing some numbers. Looks printed really nicely, though. A little bit of damage here. Little bit here. Somebody blew their nose with it. There it is. There's the booger. But overall, minus those debris things, we'll call them that, it's actually a really nice note, so that's a shame. Conditions 9/10 of the law with collecting money, just like it is with any collectible. 2013 series, no. Nothing jumping out. Nice fold up the middle. Nothing on the back. We're getting there. We got like 6 left, 8 left, 48 left. I'm just kidding. Just a few left, and then we'll get through it. And nothing going on the front. Reverse. Let me know in the comments what you're coming across lately in any collectible search. So even if it's not money, you know, you're silver stacking, you came across a good deal on it, stuff like that. You bought a storage unit auction, it had $10 million in gold. You can share it all with us. No, but we love hearing about the finds. I'm sure everybody else does. So hit us up in the comments. Tell everybody about your finds lately. Nothing on the last few. This one's probably the most beat up. Again, condition, it's like business. Location, location, location. Currency collecting in any collectible is location. Last 100 and some odd bucks. Some 2s, some 4s. Nothing crazy. Back of the bill. A little bit of damage up here. Nice fold down the middle. I guess we saved the crappy ones for the end. Nothing going on there. So nothing crazy. A nice star note to add to my collection since it is a pretty clean looking one. We're closing out this one with the last like 60 bucks or so. If you're interested, I'll have a video in the next day or two that goes over an uncut sheet that I bought. So we'll look for errors on that. I left it in the tube other than showing it in a video briefly to just show you what it is. But have not gone closely over it. I will have a way of magnifying it. We'll take a look here in the next couple of days. Last 20, some 6s, some 2s, and then some mix-up here on the end. 2006, so one of the oldest. It's actually at like end of life. I think 20s are like 10 or 15 years because they get used a lot. So this one's seen its day. It's actually in pretty good condition. I think we had a worse condition one earlier on, and that one that somebody used as a tissue. But as far as what we found, nothing too crazy. A little crazy, I guess, birthday note, right? October 20th, the year 922. It's worth 20 bucks, but I'll look it up. I'll see if anything crazy happened. Put that in the comments. And then my favorite to add to my good old Star Note collection, actually a really nice condition, 2017 A Star Note. I'm going to look it up. I'll put a link on how you can look them up in the description as well, and in a pinned comment, so check that out. But I love me some Star Notes. Let me know what you think of these finds, but more importantly, let me know in the comments what you've been coming across in your bill searches, your coin searches, your collectible searches in general. And keep an eye out for my upcoming videos. I have a bunch of ones covering different pennies, nickels, dimes, all denominations you can look for in pocket change that are worth really good money. And we'll go through some Kennedy halves. We'll do that towards the end of the week. All right, guys, stay in touch. Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.